Tinkering, Andy.
Indeed. Thing makes me mad.
What is going on, everyone?
Hello.
I'm Gary Hardy,
And I'm Andrew.
and we are with Brunner's Lawn and Services, coming to you with this week's Brunner's Bits. And this week, Andy, we're going to talk to him a little bit about workplace safety.
Okie dokie.
It's a pretty important thing, creating a safe workplace for your team. So today we're going to talk about how you need to create a physical safe place, a financially safe workplace, and then most importantly, a psychologically safe workplace. But first, it is current events time.
Goodness gracious.
You like my voice?
Sure.
Yeah. So, folks, current events.
Again,
Let's talk the Mike Tyson Jake Paul fight.
I still haven't even watched it. I just
Dude,
keep
you
seeing
didn't
clips.
miss a damn thing.
I was asleep.
I stayed up way past my bedtime to watch a 58-year-old man that totally could have kicked my ass, but still a 58-year-old man trying to compete in a sport that you have to be 100% athletically sound and in shape. And he's fighting a 27-year-old dude that is ginormous.
Nah.
That
All fake.
Well,
Every bit of it.
It is all fake. And because it's fake, Jake Paul, I believe, is being sued because he said in an interview audibly that he had to let go and not try to knock Mike Tyson out because he noticed that he wasn't doing anything. He was giving him the opportunity to fight back. But here's the kicker. We live in a society where people gamble. So now by him saying that, he just pretty much showed that the fight was thrown. So now he's being sued by somebody that bet a lot of money on Mike Tyson.
There were people that bet the seats were like $2 million.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. So, but
Mike got paid.
Netflix is being sued because of the inability to handle all of the people watching it.
Aren't they having doing a Christmas football game or something like that?
They're supposed to. So my guess is they should probably get it figured out.
One would think.
I mean, we had to figure out our streaming issue.
We still fail at it.
Yeah, we still
We might be failing right now.
I don't even know if anybody could even see it. I know nobody's watching it right now.
Is this thing on?
But I don't think that eyeball is representative of Facebook. I think the eyeball is YouTube. Because we usually have all these people that commented and nobody on the eyeballs. But last week we had 3,000 people watch our show.
Nifty.
Over the course of a few days. Granted, I did some marketing and did some paying to push it out, but we had like 3,000 people that like watched more than a minute. It's not a long time, but it's longer than scrolling. But anyways, that's the Mike Tyson fight. I'm done talking about that guy. I mean, let's face it, he's not been a perfect dude in his life, so who cares anymore, right?
He got paid.
How about this one? Senator Andy Kim. This gentleman is the first Korean American elected senator out of New Jersey.
Nifty.
So I got the story.
I like his name.
I got the story that I'm going to talk about off my favorite, the Good News Network. So I'm not going to necessarily talk about the fact that he's the first Korean American senator. I'm going to talk about the fact that 2021, that so-called insurrection or whatnot at the Capitol building, after all of that was over at 1 a.m., Senator Kim, or Congressman Kim, I guess he is right now because he's in New Jersey. He's their representative right now. But he was out and got caught on camera selflessly picking up trash around the Capitol building from all of the whatnot, all of the crap. So
clean up your workspace.
there's no stories of any other senators or representatives out there picking up the garbage and this and that, but there's a story of this dude. So take your political crap and throw it aside. This dude's a good human being.
I mean, I'm upset that he only tied a single Windsor, but you know.
Well, a single Windsor. Look at you.
It annoys me.
Why? That's the only way I know how to tie a tie.
Lazy ass.
Why is that?
It's one more loop.
Tell me 3 different ways to tie a tie.
I'm not going to get it off the top of my head. I can show you.
Single Windsor, double Windsor, and bow. It's easy.
Oh, you're an ass.
Loser. Golly, strange
Looks
man.
lopsided.
All right. Kudos to you, Mr. Kim.
Indeed.
Kudos to you. And finally, here's some shitty news, dude. Did you see what Joe Biden did? All right, he's about to leave office, and he authorized for the U.S. weapons in the Ukraine. He authorized Ukraine to shoot U.S. weapons over into Russia's soil.
Mm-hmm.
And he authorized the use of landmines now. He has now escalated this Ukrainian thing with Russia, bringing us now into it, because Russia's always said that line is U.S. weapons can't go over into Russia's soil. So we just allowed them to throw our weapons over into a superpower's soil, of which, if you think about it, and you go up to Alaska, we're what, that far from Russia?
Hour boat ride, I think.
Yeah. Well, they fly over America all the time. I mean, we hear about it all the time. So come on, Joe Biden. You don't do that crap. And if it was President Trump that was doing it, I'd say the same damn thing. Come on. We got a new president getting ready to take office. Don't make life hell. And also, let's not cause
his mic drop. I'm out.
Yeah. Let's not cause World War III. I mean, I am not in the mood to have to pull out my AR-15s and defend my family. Although I did just buy a camper. So we're good.
Multiple?
Huh?
You have multiple?
No, I only have one.
Oh, I was going to say, I thought you only had one.
I have a weapon for every reason. I have one for hunting, my shotgun. I have one for defending my family if necessary. That's my AR. I have one for self-defense. That's my pistol. And then I have one for small game. That's my 22. That's all I have. I have no need for any other.
I like things that go boom, so I have more than that, but that's me.
So, but that's it. Come on. We can do better than this. We can do. Let's do our citizens a favor all the way around. And I'm going to say this to the incoming. Let's stay the fuck out of people's business. I'm sorry. Excuse my mouth. But let's just stay out of it.
You said the 4-letter
I said
word.
the 4-letter word. But let's just stay out of other countries' business. We have enough homeless, sick people here in America that need some help. Let's take care of our people. But anyways, let's move on. That's a debate. People don't like it. It is what it is, right?
It's snowing outside.
We'll talk about that later.
It's gross.
All right, so let's jump into our reason for being here. And folks, we're going to talk today about the importance of creating a safe workplace. We've been together for what?
13 years?
13 years now. You've seen some changes here.
Oh, yeah. Well, not just in the amount of people, the amount of work, yeah.
We've done some very unsafe things. We've done we've
see the videos on the internet of the when they say in a world of OSHA violations. I go back and go, I'm glad there were no cameras around when I did some of this stuff. Like, I need to take this tree down, but I think I can climb that.
Yeah. So, well, I mean,
we don't do that anymore.
It's important.
Now we have a Matt that yells at us for things like that.
Yeah. Well, soon to be a Haley.
Oh, indeed.
But anyways, so let's jump in. There's 3 things I want to talk to you about with workplace safety. One of them is going to be physical safety. Another is going to be financial safety. And then the third, and what I would think is the most important, I really did save the best for last, your team's psychological safety. Those 3 topics, I'm telling you, folks, if you can hit those 3 things, you will have a good workforce. If you can do that, you'll have a good, safe workforce. People won't get hurt. You all right? Microphone bothering you?
I'm just fiddling. I'm an ADD kid, so I have toys up here.
So our first topic on the importance of creating a safe workplace is physical safety. Folks, you have to ensure job site and operational safety at your companies or where you work in general. If you work for a company that isn't safe, you got to bring that stuff up. When I was in the Army, the one thing we always said is everybody's a safety officer.
Oh yeah.
If you see something unsafe, call it done.
And just assume everybody's your ladder buddy. Don't do that. That's stupid.
So what are some of the things that you've seen in our company, Andy, that have caused us to be physically unsafe?
Oh no, I mean just heights of things, just not lack of education at the beginning of like, I think I could manage this. Let's 4-letter word and find out.
Yeah. Well, what about when I dropped that tree?
When you rolled the backhoe?
No. When I dropped that
when
tree
you crushed the railroad.
When I crushed the railroad.
Yes. Yeah. Well, ding 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 arm.
Dude.
Hey, I asked you that day if you could handle it, and you guys said yes. And
I really thought I could.
And then I still had to go and clean it up.
What? So trees have never been my strong suit.
I hate them too, but
But thankfully, so folks, what happened is we were in Cincinnati. We were at this property and we were cutting down. We had proposed a tree that we probably shouldn't have done. I mean, it was a tough lesson. We probably shouldn't have done this. We proposed this tree. It was about 60 feet in the air.
Partially dead.
And my dumbass thought that me and 5 other people were going to be able to rope it and control the fall. No, that bastard fell right on a Norfolk Southern freaking train crossing the rails and all of that.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah.
Well, if memory serves, Kevin originally did the notch and everything, and then you didn't like what he'd done and went in and adjusted it and made the final back cut, and that's when it pewed the
Well, I'm going to be perfectly
crossing.
honest with you. I should have made the cut from the get-go because he notched it going too far the wrong way. He shouldn't have notched it that way. That's why we had to try to control it and fail miserably at controlling it. But
Josh and I had a similar instance years ago where we thought using a truck and a very, very, very large rope that should have been able to handle it in theory didn't.
And
it snapped and it almost went through someone's bedroom window. I mean, a little branch did and scared the ever-loving snot out of somebody, but
insurance, have insurance.
Indeed.
Both workers' comp, business, and liability. That stuff's important.
Indeed.
But I was fortunate. So we had talked to that guy from Norfolk Southern because they actually cleaned up all of the tree, cut it up into large pieces that we still had to cut up. But they removed it off of the train tracks, came and fixed it. And I asked him, I was like, so what's my bill going to be? And I gave him my insurance and stuff. And the dude looked at me and goes, dude, we have millions of dollars set aside for this very thing. Thank you for spending it for us. I was like, really? Because it only took him like 2 or 3 hours. I was so embarrassed. There
was at one point video of it, and if memory serves you,
Craig had it.
Yeah, it dropped on it. You went, yes, 4-letter word, and then threw the chainsaw.
It was when my cousin Lacey's fiance Craig, they got engaged. It was when her fiance Craig,
like last year.
Huh?
I think that was like last year, wasn't it?
I don't know. I should probably talk to him more. They're good kids. I get so busy.
I loved Craig's
a good dude. But anyways, Craig had a video on it, but that was back in the old flip phone era. These smartphones weren't. I think I had a BlackBerry, and that was high technology back then.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I think the iPod was still a thing back then. But nonetheless, some things you can do to make your workplace physically safe. So if you're a landscape company, use traffic cones.
Mm-hmm.
That stuff's important.
High visibility shirts, reflective clothing, anything like that that's going to get you seen. I don't know how many times just trimming and toddling around doing my own thing with a weed eater, and I come around a car, even at my house when I'm not at work and I'm not paying attention and nearly get clipped by a car. It happened last time I mowed my yard.
Yeah. I mean, another thing is safety glasses and earplugs.
Mm-hmm.
Folks, if you work in factory setting or if you go into a construction setting, you have to wear safety glasses and you need to wear earplugs or have some sort of ear protection. Mine is typically
proper PPE.
Mine are typically headphones like that because believe it or not, these are noise canceling. You can put them in and not turn music on. I always have those with me.
I just listen to books.
I think one of the things that we may start making a requirement is noise canceling headphones. If you don't have noise canceling headphones,
they make
you have
some
to
that are of a decent, price point that you can afford.
Wear respirators like Andy's little head over there. I mean, That stuff's important. We've had our long chemical guys ask for respirators. I don't think we've gotten them for them yet because they haven't given me what they want, but long sleeve shirts to keep them from getting chemical on their skin. Follow the rules.
Not just chemical, depending on what you're cutting down plant wise. There's many things that are, can cause skin abrasions and other things.
You can get poison ivy, poison oak. In the workplace itself, have fire extinguishers. Have those things checked.
Spill cleanup kits, not just kitty litter in a bag somewhere, but
like have the absorption socks. Folks, that kind of stuff's really important. You got to make sure that you are safe and those around you are safe. And I'm a firm believer, if you have a company with more than 5 or 6 people, designate somebody to be a safety officer. Something that we failed at for many years. And then over the past 5 years, we've kind of diddle-daddled at it. The last year, we've been really good at it. Diddle-daddled. The last year, we've been really good at it. That is having this actual safety curriculum.
Right. We have a Matt that yells at people for things.
Yeah. We've recently promoted our niece, mine and his niece Haley, to be our safety officer.
She's going to badger everyone into obedience.
All right. So let's move on. We've beat that horse to death. Let's move on to financial safety. Securing the company's stability. Folks, financial safety is important. If you're a business owner and things are struggling and you can't give raises and you can't buy new things and it's just tough, you got to open your books to your team if you want to keep them. Your team has to know why they're not getting a raise or why they're not getting this. I mean, last year was a tough year. It was one of those really tough years. What do you think that we did with our team to help keep them, even though we were financially unstable?
I mean, we did little things, just like the little group outings where we could afford it, different, cookouts here and there, just the little things that show hey, we can't do a whole lot, but we're at least trying to do something. And there was a lot of breakage last year too. So
there was
that ate up a lot of the excess fund money, if you will, and other things. So
that and we had to trim some fat in our budget. Folks, one of the big things, and I'm sure you can agree with this, as the majority owner, CEO, whatever you would call me, I let go and included our whole team in helping us fix the problem.
Yeah.
I didn't bear that whole weight. These guys love working here. They want to be here. They want to be safe. So I listened to them and we fixed some problems. I hired a coach. We made some contract changes. If things are tough, you got to have your team involved, because if you don't have your team involved, they're going to go look for money elsewhere. That's important. Last year, we almost went out of business. I mean, I'm not afraid to say it. Our team knows it. We almost went out of business. 2023 was the toughest year. We had that stimulus money during the COVID years that carried over for 21 and 22. 2023, the economic inflation just freaking punched us in the face. Last year, as far as labor, we had to increase our wages, and everyone did it. And I don't have a problem with that. If I'm going to say that I don't want $15 an hour to be the minimum wage, then I have to make sure that we start at 15 and move up. And we had people that weren't making 15 an hour. But we made some changes. And folks, do you agree with this, Andy? Don't give raises to somebody to keep them from leaving. Give raises to people to reward them for the hard work that they do.
Oh yeah, I mean, that's
skill.
Yeah, don't just throw money at people just to keep them, and then that you never know. We've had people leave and think that the grass was greener on the other side. A lawn mowing joke, but and then come back like, hey, nope, I'll come back. So,
but those people, we do give them a raise, not because we don't want them to leave again, but because, hey, you know what? You're worth it. Yeah. You came back to us. You're loyal to us. So you know what? Let's give you what you're worth.
Right.
I'm going to speak his name. That individual is Mitch. Mitch is now our training officer. So he leaves. He comes back. Right. He's now our training officer.
He didn't even take his boots with him. He just cheated on us for a week.
Yeah. He That's funny that you say it like that.
I just had to give him snot when I can come back. Like, gee, you didn't even take your boots with you.
Dude, I tell you what, he's been with us since he graduated high school.
Ugh.
Can you believe it?
Really?
Yeah.
God.
When he graduated high school, because his brother was still here.
To be honest with you, most of them I see them every day, and half of them I don't even know how old they are. I'm turning into Josh.
I remember seeing Mitch in his shorts, t-shirt off, running downstairs into the basement to play Xbox. He was like 10 or 11. Mitch is a good kid, dude. He's a pleasure to have on our team.
Indeed.
But folks, you got to create a financially stable environment for your team. That doesn't mean that you have to profit thousands and quarter millions of dollars every single year. Sometimes you are going to lose, but you got to open your books and let your team be involved so that they know what's going on. You also got to let your team be involved in the financial planning of things. That's why we have a board. Mm-hmm. So I'm not going to beat the proverbial dead horse for the second time. So folks,
do you have a herd of horses?
Just a herd. I have a herd of horses. So our first two, physical safety, financial safety. And folks, if you are a team member out there and you're unhappy with your employer, we're hiring like 5 people coming this spring. If you are looking for a job coming in the spring, give us a call at 937-681-4859. You can visit our website at www.brunnersltd.com. We have a careers little tab there, or you can leave some comments below and say, hey, we want a job. If you want a job with us, we'll talk and we'll get things prepped up for you to start up in the spring. So shall we continue? Larry. Oh, I should have stayed on. Our last topic, and this is the one that we're going to really, really talk about. You got to create psychological safety for your team. You got to foster trust, and you have to foster inclusion. Folks, it is not the lead by fear generation anymore. Us old goats that were coming up in the workplace by the baby boomer, being led by the baby boomers, where they lead with fear. Like, if you don't do this, you're going to lose your job. You got to throw that shit in the garbage. That 4-letter word you can't say on streaming, Andy. What? Shit, damn, ass. Those are allowed.
Just not the other one.
Just
not
my
two favorites.
Just not the F-bomb, or I'm not even going to say the letter of the other one because it makes me nauseous. I like my wife and she'll punch me. But anyways, folks, you got to create a psychologically safe place. So you figure, Andy, how much of your life do you spend at work?
A lot.
When things suck at home, do you want it to suck at work?
No, it doesn't make for good days.
Nobody does. I remember growing up, sometimes I just hated being at work. I despised it.
I mean, there's still days where just the task you're on is shitty.
Well, yeah.
Cold, right? It's snowing today.
But you sleep 7 to 8 hours a day. You spend 8 hours a day doing leisure or stuff around the house or with your family. A third of your 5-day work week, a third of it is spent at your workplace. The last thing you want to do is go to work and be ridiculed and treated like shit and not want to be there. And folks, I'm here to tell you, if you're running a company, and I'm going to scream this for the people in the back of the audience, if you do not have a safe workplace, there are a lot of jobs out there your team is going to leave.
Oh, yeah.
You have to listen to them. You got to let them be safe. You got to let them express themselves. It is not the days of do this or go on. It's the days of do this, and if you didn't, hey, what can I do to help you do it next time? That I have failed, Andy. I have failed miserably at times.
Oh, we all are human,
But listening to my team, I really think they have made this workplace a really good place. I think that's why we have such high retention right now. I mean, folks, we have 22 employees or team members at our team right now, and only one of them doesn't have their driver's license.
And only one of them is not insured by the company to drive our vehicles.
We
love you, though.
That is uncommon. One person out of 22 can't drive our vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know any company out there. That's because we hire the best. They may not seem like the best, They may be like the golden Buddha, a Buddha that's covered in mud that people lay trash on, but when the mud breaks, it's gold underneath. They may be one of those. They may be you may look at him and say, you know what, this guy doesn't look like he's solid, but I tell you what, we have solid people that work for us.
Yeah.
And I think it's because we create a psychologically safe place.
Yeah.
One of the things I felt, and this is really something that's happened recently, I unintentionally used words that were offensive. I had somebody that I care a lot about come to my team or to you and Josh and voice the concern.
Mm-hmm.
I made our workplace psychologically unsafe for somebody that matters.
Yep.
Got to fix it.
It took him a long time to say something, but yeah.
But I'm
glad he did.
I'm glad he did too. Got to fix it. Everybody in your company, whether you're a manager, whether you're a ground team leader, team member, it doesn't matter who you are. The team's accountable to their leaders and their leaders are accountable to their team. And it doesn't matter if you're Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos, you're accountable to your team. And if you're not, then screw off. Stop giving you my money. As an owner of a company, you got to listen to your team. They're the ones that are making the money. They're the ones that are doing the things.
Jeff Bezos.
What a cool name. Started out of his garage as a bookstore.
Oh,
as an online bookstore. There's no room in a company for discrimination jokes. There's no room in a company for your team to be ignored. You got to let their ideas be heard. You have to let them make decisions, and you have to train them to make those decisions.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing that we're working on to set us apart is we're going to get all of our team, they're certified grounds technicians, so that they can make proper professional decisions on the job, and people can trust that they're making those decisions because they're certified.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, continued education is always good.
It is. What other things do you think we should talk about, Andy, as far as psychological safety?
I don't know.
Do you feel safe? Actually, hold on. Let's do an exercise.
I never feel safe.
Let's do an exercise. There is a question that you can ask yourself or your team to see how safe it is. You ask them, and I'm going to ask you this. What does it feel like to come to work at Brunner's?
I live here. What are you talking about?
Well, what does it feel like? When you wake up in the morning and you got to go to work, take the pain that your body feels and this and that. Do you, on a normal good day, do you say to yourself, I'm happy I get to go to work?
I don't know. It's a day-to-day part of life now at this point. You know, I mean, usually it's not, oh, fuck, I have to go to work at all. Most of the time it's, fuck, how much stuff do I have to do? And I said the 4-letter word like 3 times there.
I said it twice. So now we're even. Let's go back to.
Yeah, sorry. So you started it. Yeah, no, usually it's task-based. Like, what do I have to do, and whether or not I'm going to get everything done in the time frame that I have, for the day. There's never any, I don't want to go. I mean, beyond the physical part, I know it's going to be cold. I don't want to do it.
I can say this much: if you want to find out how safe your company is psychologically, go down to the entry-level guys or the mid-level guys and ask them, hey, inside your heart, what's it feel like to work at Brunner's? How does working here make you feel? If the place sucks, be prepared for shitty answers.
Mm-hmm.
If the place is great, be humble.
Most of the time, everybody comes in and just over there talking crap to each other and making, goofing off and, eating breakfast and what have you. Most everybody's here early just so they can yuck it up.
Yeah, most times they're here at like 6:45 just for the heck of it.
Hoskins is over there eating his breakfast that's pretty much the exact same thing every day.
So I'm going to go ahead and close us out for this before we start shooting the shit, because I got some stuff I want to talk to you about after we close this out, Andy. So folks, you have to have a physically safe place, a financially safe place, a psychologically safe place. If you do those things, you created a safe workplace. There's many different things underneath all 3 of those topics that could be talked about in depth. I mean, there's studies on creating safe workplace. I mean, you can check out Don Ream's book, Thrive by Design. I think I brought it up on the podcast before. That book is about creating a psychologically safe workplace.
If you're like me and hate reading paper books, it's on Audible.
And if you're like my team and you're always looking to get better, my production manager actually asked, hey, can we do another leadership book study? And that's
we
the
didn't
book
do
we
that
chose.
last winter.
We didn't.
Played D&D a bunch.
We did. So this year we're not going to play games. We're going to work. But anyways, Thrive by Design is a great book. You do those things, you're going to create a safe workplace. So thanks for joining us, but we're not done. You can check us out every Thursday at 10 a.m., except for next Thursday. Next Thursday is Thanksgiving. So we are going to take next week off. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone. So now, Andy, let's shoot the shit. It's snowing outside.
Yeah.
Hey, folks, it is not going to accumulate. You're not going to get 2 inches of accumulation. It's just going to be cold. And it's going to be 50 degrees Saturday. So it goes back up.
What's next week look like? Is it going to snow next week?
No.
It'll be above average, I think.
It's going to be right around the normal temperatures. It's going to, from what I saw, we got 50s this weekend and then 40s. I will say this, we have a planting job we got to do, one last one, and we are cutting it fucking close. I said it now. We are cutting it close. We're cutting it close.
The ground temps are still pretty decent.
They are, but if we don't get those in Monday or Tuesday, it's over.
And that's not a delay on our part either. It's not our.
It was a last minute. This company, Steel Valley, I think. They do these electric charging stations, and they're installing one at the Huber Heights Sheets, and we're doing the plant install. I'm pretty sure we'll have to warranty some plants though. But it's spirea, some white pine, and in the spring we're going to put in some azaleas. I like azaleas; they're pretty. But yeah, it's snowing right now.
I don't like
it. Sucks. People are probably freaking out. It's not going to stick to the roads.
I got to go finish building my ramp.
Yeah, and we're building our sart box. We're building our salt box right now. So, but it's fun. All right. Well, hey, I guess we'll go ahead and get back at it. Thanks for joining us, folks.
Indeed.
I don't know if you want to chat, give us a call, leave a comment. Anyways, at Brunner's Lawn and Services, we serve our clients and our team with integrity, dependability, and respect. And at our company, what matters, Andy?
Satisfaction matters.
Satisfaction matters, folks. Hey, thank you for joining us. Be cool. Be kind to everyone.
Have a happy Thanksgiving.
Have a happy Thanksgiving and have an awesome rest of your day.